This is a T-Bone production, coming to you live from Dubai. A live segment for Filipinos loaded with tips and insights. Standing out, speaking out. It's entertaining, it's informative, it's interactive, and we want you to be a part of it. Standing out, speaking out. And now, here's your host, Kabayan Rico, live from Dubai.
Have you tried submitting your CV to many companies but you don't get a response? I'm sure many sent their CVs to a published email address, but you were disappointed because you never received a feedback from the Human Resource Department. Bakit nga ba may insan confident na tayo na ako ang matanggap? Because we believe that we've got what it takes to deliver the duties and responsibilities. Alam natin na kayang-kaya natin based on the published duties and responsibilities. Pero bakit isang buwan na hindi ka natawagan? Ano ba yung pagkakamali natin? Ano ba yung dapat gawin natin para maging stand out yung CV natin? Join us for the next 1 hour as we share with you tips and insights on how to craft or create a winning CV, a CV that would stand out and would attract the attention of the hiring managers. Magandang umaga at masaya, of course! Kabayan Rico, nagbabalik sa ating Standing Out, Speaking Out. Gusto kong batiin yung mga kaibigan natin. Una, first Middle East, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Oman. May mga nanonood nga sa atin sa Egypt at even sa Jordan, no? Ang dami natin at sa Pilipinas ngayon hapon. And for those who are watching us in the other parts of the globe, merong umaga, merong gabi. Pero kahit anong oras o ano man yung ginagawa nyo, sisiguruhin ko, you will learn a lot from our segment today, Standing Out, Speaking Out. I'd like to thank Direct Mike Nerpiel for giving us the opportunity to have this kind of program that would make or create a better version of yourself. Alam nyo, napakaswerte natin talaga. Teka muna, kung hindi ka pa nakafollow sa T-Bone page, follow the page T-Bone. At pakifollow naman ang page ko, Tatak Pinoy, Loud and Proud. Para makikita nyo mga live segments that would change your life as well. Nako, ang bisita natin, kung babayaran ko ito, hindi ko kayang bayaran. No? Buti na lang, in the name of community service, kaya niyang mag-appear sa ating podcast for free. Para malalaman ninyo kung sino ba talaga. Ako, artistahin ito. Looking young, looking free, and looking single as well. Panoorin natin ang video para malalaman natin kung gaano siya kagaling. Here we go!
Our guest today has 2 PhDs under his belt. A PhD degree in management research with concentration in organizational development and human resource management at King's College London, UK, and another PhD in philosophy at De La Salle University in Manila. He is currently a faculty at Curtin University, Dubai, specializing in global leadership, culture and ethics, strategic human resource management, and organizational behavior, among others. He is McGraw Hill Education's digital faculty consultant for Europe, Middle East, and Africa, and a former Dean of General Education at the American College of Dubai, and a former adjunct faculty at the American University in the Emirates, and visiting lecturer at York Street John Business School, Geneva Business School, and University of West Scotland. He was awarded with the Bayani Hero Award by the Philippine Consulate in 2019, featured and profiled by Khaleed's Times as the extraordinary inspirer of students. Invited by the Heartfulness Society in cooperation with the United Nations to deliver a talk during the International Day of Peace on the 21st of September 2020. Interviewed by Ms. Karen Davila for her segment Overseas Filipino Winners for Filipino Excellence Abroad. Profiled and interviewed by the Abu Dhabi TV for Excellence in Teaching. Awarded as one of the top 30 most successful self-made men in the United Arab Emirates by Prodigy Bureau Network. Awarded with the Global Leadership Award for HR UAE by the HR Success Talk in 2021. Awarded as the Educator Innovator of the Year by the Luxury and Travel Magazine in 2019. Awarded as the Educator of the Year by the Filipino Times in the field of education in 2019. Awarded as the Outstanding Teacher of the Year of the Filipino-American Educators in New York in 2020. Awarded with the Salindunong Award by the United Federation of the Filipino-American Educators in 2022. One of the 100 most influential Filipinos in the Goal for 5 years by Ilustrado magazine. Featured in the book Behind the Domes of the Majestic Mosque as one of the Filipino achievers in Dubai. Featured in portrait exhibit of successful Filipinos in Dubai in their field of endeavor entitled Tour de Force by the Paris-based photographer Ryan Arbilo. Consistently rated as an excellent professor by the multicultural students for 10 years in a row. The only faculty given a standing ovation by the multicultural graduating students in the history of the college. Our guest today on Standing Out, Speaking Out, the most decorated educator this side of the world, Dr. Rex Fenard Bacara.
Oh, di ba? Ang galing! I had a dilemma when I actually recorded the profile or credential of Dr. Rex because 10 minutes yan. And I have to compress it in less than 2 minutes. No? Kaya we are fortunate to have with us today. Galingan ko, parang, kwan ba, yung sa radyo ba? The most decorated educator this side of the world, Dr. Rex Fenard Bacara. Yeah! Ayan. Dok, bumati ka muna, Dok. Grabe talaga.
Isa po masayang pagbati para sa lahat ng mga nakikinig dito sa Dubai at sa Pilipinas na rin po at sa mga nakikinig sa ibang panig ng mundo.
Oh, napakaswerte ng mga viewers natin. Imagine ha, kung babayaran ka, naku, malaki, buti na lang libre.
Alam niyo po,
in the name of community service.
isa sa paghahanda ko dito ngayon, uminom po ako ng 5 tasang kape. Dahil alam ko kung paano dadagdagan ni Sir Rico yung introduction nito sa akin.
I committed a great mistake. No, not great, but a great mistake today. No, I shortened your profile from 10 minutes to less than 2 minutes. Yun ang pagkakamali ko. Pero wala akong magawa eh. No?
Pero kung ako po yung host dito, at i-introduce ko si Sir Rico, palagi ko itong sinasabi, bago pa nagkaroon ng clock tower, nandito na si Sir Rico. Isa na talaga itong dignidad
Ang
ng
problema, Doc,
UAE.
hindi ikaw ang host. ang ganda ng talakayan natin, Doc, no? Ito yung kailangan talaga ng mga Filipinos na not only here abroad, but even in the Philippines. No, kasi ako, when I actually watched a video long time ago, alam ko na marami akong pagkakamali when it comes to making CVs. No? Kaya, para sa mga nanonood po, para sigurado makapasa kayo sa job interviews, panoorin ito. Balik-balikan natin ang panood, no? Kasi sabi nga nila repetition is the mother of learning. Una, Doc, no? Teka muna, ayoko maputol eh. No? Ayoko maputol yung pag-uusap natin. Stay where you are because we will start hitting you up after we pause for a break.
Hello, babe.
Babe, itreat mo naman ako. Yung sa mamahalin, ha?
Babe, wait lang, ha? Ay, naku. Babe, 90 plus lang kasi yung pera ko, eh. Sa mamahalin talaga? Kung mag-unwings kaya tayo, may alam ako, napakasarap.
Hoy, men. Tinitipid mo ba ako? Ayoko nun. Dapat, sa ganda kong to, dadalhin mo ako sa mamahaling resto. Yung nasa hotel. At least, 200 above per person. Ganon.
Sige, babe. Gagawin ko ng paraan, ha? Huwag ka mag-alala, okay?
Sinasabi ko sa'yo, ha? Bilisan mo! Ayusin mo mundo mo, ha?
Ano kaya to? Pere. Wala na.
Alam niyo ba, Doc, na dapat magda-diet ako eh. Pero how can you resist the temptation kung palagi mong nakikita yung commercial na yan? Grill and go, di ba?
Pupuntahan ko yan mamaya.
Oo,
After
puntahan mo
nito.
talaga.
After nito.
Oo. Teka muna, Doc. No? Pag-usapan natin yung topic natin, no? How to create a winning CV. Ano bang pagkakaiba, Doc? Kasi minsan yung tao gumagamit ng resume, minsan CV. Anong diferensya ng dalawa?
Alam mo, Sir Rico, depende kasi yan kung nasaan ka. Although pareho naman yung etymology ng dalawa. Yung resume, saka yung CV. CV is curriculum vitae. Diba? Ngayon, ang curriculum vitae is basically a Latin which means course of life. Ang storya ng trajectory mo ng buhay mo. Okay? And usually, mas mahaba yun. Okay? Several pages. At widely used yun sa European countries. Yung resume naman is going to be Latin also, which is sumere, which actually means a summary. At ang tinatawag nating resume ay kumbaga ginagamit siya, ginagawa siya, karamihan mga gumagamit noon ay nasa US, okay, mga Western countries. Na kung ibig sabihin Western countries, same, nasa America, yun ang palaging ginagamit. Pero dito sa Dubai, sa UAE, kung mapapansin mo, ang ginagawa talaga nila is resume. Unless nag-a-apply ka halimbawa sa academics, nag-a-apply ka sa mga traditional na companies, then ang gagawin mo is magsasubmit ka nung tinatawag na CV. Kasi kailangan ng mas maraming points. Kailangan ng lahat ng pinagdaanan mo ay nandoon.
Alam mo, naalaala ko, Doc, nung sa Pilipinas pa ako no? I'm sure you will agree with me na pahabaan, di ba? May impression ka na pag aabot ng 8 pages, 10 pages yung sinabit ng applicant, magaling ito, no? Marami itong nagawa, no? For you, being a competent person, especially in this subject matter, Doc, no? Ano ba talaga gaano kahaba? What is the golden rule when it comes to the length of a CV?
Ang gold standard palagi natin dyan, one page.
1 page.
Yung maximum nun is 2 pages. Yun ang tinatawag nating resume. Sa Pilipinas, ganun na ng gold standard. Dito sa UAE, ganun ang gold standard. Pero yun nga lang, depende talaga sa industry na kung saan ka nag-a-apply.
Okay.
Sinasabi ko nga kung sa mga universities, mga traditional companies, then kailangan mo ng tinatawag na curriculum vitae na kung saan mas mahaba at mas marami dahil lahat ng skills mo, lahat ng experiences mo ay nandoon.
Naku. Dapat talaga, no, we know how to differentiate things. Kasi pag, halimbawa, kung saan ka nag-a-apply, no, dapat aware ka talaga niyan. Alam mo, Dok, karamihan kasi sa atin, Dok, lalo na dito sa mga visit visa, di ba? Alanganin naman na, wala kang pera kasi baguhan ka eh. Kung pupunta ka, isa-isahin mo yung company, you need to have funds for your transportation, di ba? So, karamihan, they rely on the published, job, yung mga website, no? So, mahirap yan pag you are sending your CV to a published email address, no? So, kailangan talagang ma-attract yun. Lalo na kung yung mga companies na in-applyan mo are using ATS or Applicant Tracking System, Doc. Can you explain to us yung paano ginawa itong Applicant Tracking System at paano ito, how can we beat that?
Dapat malaman ng mga Pilipino, lalo na yung mga Pilipino nag-apply or other nationalities as well, that many traditional companies, especially the huge companies, they use what is known as ATS. At an ATS is a software, or as mentioned by Sir Rico, an application or applicant tracking system na kung saan fini-filter out nito yung mga mararaming nag-a-apply. Halimbawa nga ang Google or kaya yung Apple or any IMAR, for example, dito sa UAE. Ang daming nag-a-apply doon and I would like to think hundreds and hundreds in a week. So, ang unang-unang kukuha ng CV mo, ang unang-unang magtatrack sa CV mo ay ang tinatawag na software na yon. Ngayon, importante yon kasi magmamatter doon kahit yung layout ng CV mo.
Oh, yeah?
Magmamatter doon yung keywords na sinusulat mo sa CV mo. And remember na since yung software na yon ay may encode yon ng mga keywords na manggagaling sa human resource. At yung keywords na yon, yun ang, kumbaga, titingnan ng ATS kung nagmamatch doon sa CV mo. Kaya nagmamatter yon na yung CV mo is nagmi-mirror doon sa job application or doon sa published na, kumbaga, kinakailangan ng company na yon. Isa yun sa mga technique nun. And the other one is you have to make sure also na hindi siya designer CV. Remember this, okay? Remember everyone. Na pag mag-a-apply ka halimbawa sa mga graphic design companies, mag-a-apply ka halimbawa doon sa mga small businesses, ang kailangan mo, pwede kang maging flexible doon na kung saan pwede kang mag-submit ng tinatawag na designer CV o yung mga blocks, colorful CV. But I would discourage you to come up and to submit a CV sa mga traditional companies na kung saan yung CV na yon ay masyadong maraming design. Dahil nga, pupunta muna yon sa ATS or Applicant Tracking System. So, anong may advice ko dyan? Kasi nga, nasa isip natin na kung mag-a-apply ka sa malaking companies, ang dapat talaga dyan, simple and formal CV.
So, traditional.
Na kung saan traditional.
Traditional.
That is correct.
Okay.
Traditional lang siya dapat.
So, kung traditional, Doc, you can incorporate the details in one page as well?
Depende again sa industry, ha? Depende sa company. Ayoko mag-generalize.
Like, for example, let's focus on sales and marketing. No? Halimbawa, yon. No? Unahin muna natin. Keywords. No? Sample ng keywords. If I'm applying for a sales and marketing job. So, anong keywords ang dapat gamitin ko niyan, Doc?
Titingnan mo doon sa job posting.
Okay.
Halimbawa, kung ang job posting ay nagsasabi na needed a sales manager,
Okay.
that's a sales manager, okay, with 15 years of experience.
Okay.
Let's just say, okay? I-mirror mo ngayon yung 15 years of experience na yon papunta doon sa CV mo. And remember that ATS or Applicant Tracking System loves numbers. So instead na words na 15 ang gagawin mo, is gagawin mo siyang numerical na 15. At yun ang kukunin ng ATS.
Nako,
Okay?
mahirap pala itong ATS, Doc. Kasi ito yung magbubura sa palagi nating naririnig na it's what you know, not who you know.
Alam mo, advantage yan, Sir Rico, ha? Advantage yan.
Okay.
Kasi ang ATS system, and I think it is a real advantage to many Filipinos as well and other nationalities. Kasi ang nangyayari dito is inaalis ng ATS yung prejudice, yung bias. Kaya nga palagi kong sinasabi ito na kung magsasubmit ka ng CV, ay dapat walang picture. As much as possible din, wag mo nang ilagay yung nationality mo.
So bawal
Kasi
yon. It's a no-no.
Hindi naman siya bawal, but preferred.
Okay.
And the reason for that is iaalis mo yung tinatawag nating prejudice sa nag-a-apply. Kasi dapat ang CV, ang gagawin natin dito, dapat ay hindi siya tinatawag na personality-based. Dapat ang CV is task-based or
Okay.
competency-based.
So that explains the reason why you don't need a photo.
That is correct. That is correct. At saka 21st century na. Kailangan mo pa ba ng photo? Ang kailangan mo ay ang tinatawag na technical aspect. Ang kailangan mo tinatawag na skill. Yun ang mas importante kaysa doon sa kung anong nationality mo at saka kung ano yung age mo. Kaya many of the companies now, ang ayaw nila talaga ay maglalagay ka doon ng nationality at saka maglalagay ka doon ng picture mo. Dahil hindi yun ang importante. Dahil ang pinupuntahan mo ay trabaho.
Pero minsan, Doc, may advantage kasi halimbawa, like for example, guest speaker, Dr. Rex Bernard Bacara. Pag ipapakita ko yung profile mo, ang haba. Pero pag picture mo ang ipapakita ko, yan, kilala ko yan! Kilala ko yan!
Alam mo sa mga pambobola ni Sir Rico, pero tingnan po natin yung wisdom doon sa sinabi ni Sir Rico. Only when you had the branding that it
okay.
is necessary for you to put it out there.
Exactly.
Pero kung wala ka pang branding, kumbaga hindi malawak pang network mo, hindi yun necessary. You need to distinguish the difference between having a brand as yourself,
especially
at
if,
dapat competency-based.
Kilalang-kilala ka, di ba? That
Kilalang-kilala
would really
ka.
help.
That is
Doc,
correct.
Meron akong na-notice to kasi in submitting a CV, di ba, dapat we can highlight the experience aspect of it, right? Ano ba ang tamang presentation ng experiment, Doc? Yung experience, Doc. Do we really need to list down the duties and responsibilities? Ano ba talaga ang tama?
Okay. Qualification lang, ha? It's good that you list down your duties and responsibilities, but there is a way of listing the duties and responsibilities. Dapat, it should be accomplishment-based, hindi yung duties. Halimbawa, sales manager. Okay, sila sabihin na natin website developer. Okay? O sabihin na natin social media manager.
Okay.
Sabihin na natin ganon. Ang mangyayari doon is, karamihan ng mga nag-a-apply, ang ginagawa nila is they put out there na sila ay in charge sa social media, in charge of social media. Okay, for 5 years, let us just say. Now, the most effective way to do it is to convert that into number and to accomplishments. For example, responsable ka ba doon sa traffic? Nag-increase ba siya, for example, ng 50% or 60%
Maganda
or
yun.
70%?
Increase the traffic of a website by 50%.
That is correct. Okay? Ngayon, kung gusto mo namang halimbawa maging manager ng isang restaurant, ano ang ginawa mo as manager ng restaurant? Hindi lang yung tipong I manage the restaurant, I manage an Iranian restaurant. Dapat ang ginagawa mo is, let us say, for example, you have evaluated job applications. Let us say, for example, more than 100 job applicants being a manager of a restaurant. So you have to indicate the number, kung ilan, at least an estimate. At saka halimbawa, isa din is, yung sasabihin mo as part of the characteristics there, doon sa job application mo na ikaw ay in charge din sa satisfaction ng mga customer satisfaction. There is another way of doing that, which is going to be more effective. Ang gagawin mo, instead of stating that or writing that, ang gagawin mo, sasabihin mo na you've increased around 60% in terms of job satisfaction index.
By training your personnel.
That is correct. See, nakikita na na-accomplish mo yon sa trabaho mo at hindi siya generic.
Eto, lalo na sa mga baguhan, Doc, no? Fresh graduate. So, kung mag-graduate ka pa ng college, listen close to what Dr. Rex will advise. Paano kung fresh graduate ako at wala akong maipagyayabang na experience? Anong ilalagay ko?
Nakakatawa yan minsan, di ba? Kasi ngayon mga companies, maghanap ng fresh graduate, katapos maghanap din ng experience. Paano magkakaroon ng experience ang fresh graduate? Hindi ko maintindihan yung ganong klaseng job posting. But let's go back to reality, okay? Now, if you don't have an experience, let us say you're a fresh graduate, and this is the reason why, I would always encourage, students, na kung nandoon sila sa isang university, maging active sila dapat sa mga organizations. And this is not just about organizations. Hindi lang sila dapat maging active, kundi dapat din sila na magkaroon ng mga designations. Like an officer, for example, or president or secretary. And the reason for that is differentiation. Okay? Ibig sabihin, iba ka sa ibang tao, sa ibang estudyante. Ngayon, importante kasi yon sa mga HR managers, sa mga recruiters, kasi kung wala kang experience, titingnan nila kung align yung experience mo sa mga organization doon sa ina-applyan mong trabaho. Ngayon, pwede mo ring ilagay doon dahil wala kang experience, pwede mong ilagay yung grade mo. Grade ng subject or unit as we call it na relevant doon sa pinag-a-applyan mo. Halimbawa, nag-a-apply ka ng pagiging events coordinator. May subject ka sa undergrad mo na events management. Ang grade mo, for example, is 5 or let us say 95 depending sa grading system. Ilalagay mo ngayon doon sa CV mo. Kasi ang mangyayari niyan, dapat nakatutok kasi doon yung mga recruiters, nakatutok din yung mga hiring managers doon sa relevant organizational and university experience mo. Okay? Yun ang ilalagay mo.
Teka muna, nag-mention ka ng students. By the way, Dr. Rex is, sila lang talaga yung professor given the standing ovation ng mga estudyante. Kaya I'm proud of you with that achievement.
Di ko alam kung matata.
No, I have to tell them. Akala ko,
Sir Rico, kung saan ka sumisingit, ano? Nawawala talaga yung thought ko palagi sa ganyan pag sinisingitan mo na.
akala ko, Doc, sa isang lugar lang talaga merong hard and soft. Yung mga ganyan. Akala ko ganyan lang. Meron pala.
Alam mo, hindi ko alam yun. Ngayon ko lang natutunan sa iyo mga hard and soft na yan.
Meron pala. Pati pala skills, no? So ano ang importante, Doc? Hard and soft
okay,
skills.
Okay.
Diba iniisip
Alam mo,
ko?
iniisip ko kung saan ka patutungo sa pinag-uusapan nating hard and soft. Okay, so skills. Okay. Ngayon, sa mga nakikinig po, importante po yung pag-usapan natin kung ano ba talaga ang ginugusto ng mga recruiters. It's true na yung technical skills ay importante. Pero sa ngayon po, na kung saan mas inuuna according to surveys, what are the most important skills needed by the companies and organizations or businesses? Now, according to this survey, and I think this was in around 2017 to 2016, there are 2 soft skills that are necessary for you to be employable. And these 2 soft skills, the first one would actually be adaptability. And the reason for adaptability is that we are within organization. You know, we face a lot of people. We communicate with people.
Especially
We talk to people.
multicultural environment.
That is correct. And the foundation of that is change. Okay? All organizations change. The development organizations change. Seneca, for example, mentioned that Seneca is, Stoic. He mentioned that among many other pre-Socratic philosophers, in fact, it was common before to believe that if there is one thing that is constant, it's going to be change for that matter. Okay? Now, Heraclitus, and many other pre-Socratic philosophers, they have that kind of an idea na talaga namang change ang buhay natin. So adaptability is necessary for change. The second one is you need to be a problem solver. Okay? You need to be a problem solver. Sir Rico, I have an American president before. Okay? And when I was new, I would always go to him and then I will tell him about certain issues that I've observed in the organization. Okay? Yung mga issues na yan. And eventually, he told me, Dr. Rex, when you come to me, okay, and you saw something, let us say an issue, then you have to make sure that you also have 2 solutions.
Okay.
Don't come to me with just a problem, precisely because you were hired not just to see the issues, but also
To
have
provide
the
the solution.
solutions. And the reason why you need to have the 2 precisely because at least we can discuss, at least we can select, both of us, which one is the most effective solution. For employees, okay, or potential employees, remember, you are being salaried and you are being hired for you to solve problems, not just to see issues.
Alam nyo, nahihirapan pag ikaw yung kausap ng GM eh. Because you're not satisfied with 2 solutions. Normally, 7 or more solutions. Pag si Dr. Rex ang kausap ng GM.
Wait.
Teka muna, Doc.
Wait.
Alam nyo ba na we are fortunate na libre itong presence ni Dr. Rex kasi if he will speak in front of a foreign audience or crowd, alam niyo ba na 45 pounds per word ito? Minimum of 10 minutes. Yun, grabe, pero libre ngayon. No? Di ba, no?
Metal po yung pounds na sinasabi niya. Yung pang marami ako. Now, my point here is, kahit yung sinasabi ni Sir Rico, okay, the idea here is that, going back to what you mentioned, the more decisions that you need to make, the more options in an organization, and this is going to be a tip for leaders and managers, the more options for solutions that you have, it doesn't mean that it's better. Okay? what you needed to do is to filter out the many proposals or solutions.
Okay.
And you have to filter out the quality ones. Because if not, there is a tendency to go into what is known as analysis paralysis. You are being paralyzed by analyzing too much of different
Oh, yeah,
options.
exactly.
Okay? So what I'm trying to say here again, for leaders, for team managers, make sure that you have few but qualitative solutions to the problems, or proposals as solutions to the problems.
Alam mo, Doc, with the present technology that we have, no, lahat na mga tao, no, they're glued to social media, di ba? Meron tayong Facebook, meron tayong Instagram, may TikTok, may Twitter, may LinkedIn, di ba? When it comes to the advantage of getting a job, Doc, gaano ka-importante itong LinkedIn?
Very, very important. The very first ones that the recruiters, the hiring managers would look into would be LinkedIn. In fact, kahit sa university, sa mga estudyante ko, first year pa lang sila, sinasabi ko na you prop up your LinkedIn accounts. Dapat nagpo-post ka, dapat nagko-comment ka. I always encourage them to have a goal. Kaya nga palagi kong part of my lectures to them would be goal setting. Dapat alam mo kung saang industry ka pupunta first year ka pa lang. Or even you start high school, alam mo kung saang industry ang trajectory ng buhay mo. It's either going to be sales, or you want to become a manager, you want to probably work in the technological aspect or education. And at the same time, you must also have an awareness kung ano yung mga companies na related doon sa goal setting mo. Ngayon, ang ginagawa ko sa LinkedIn is you need to have a network. You need to build that network. Kasi yun ako nang pinupunta ng mga recruiters. Pag ini-scan ka, tinatawag natin environmental scanning yan sa'yo. Ngayon, ang mangyayari dyan, ginagawa ko is I needed to make sure that my online presence in LinkedIn is such na I would call for an attention. So magko-comment ako doon sa mga companies na alam kong may potential ako na makuha. Kung gusto ko.
For them to notice you.
Precisely. Okay. You need to be engaged. You need to be active. I know it's effort. But remember this again. It is your dream and you have to work for your dream.
Alam mo, Doc, makikita talaga natin na importante yung goal setting. Pero ang tanong, Doc, bakit walang goal setting na subject sa high school? Not unless you are enrolled in a private school na mayroong mga, depende sa effort ng guidance counselor. Yun,
That is true.
Na ito, let's create a special seminar on goal setting. Pero dapat, kung pa, Doc, alam mo, elementary, grade 6, no? Dapat mayroong isang goal setting. Bakit yung religion, Spanish dati meron, di ba?
Alam mo, tama ka dyan, Sir Rico. And I think this is something that needs to be strengthened sa education.
I actually suggested that to Senator Gatchalian when he came here. So, I told him na dapat meron tayong goal setting para hindi wasted yung mga estudyante na may mindset talaga sila na, this is what I will do, no? Kayong Stephen Covey nga na, begin with the end in mind. So, how do you see yourself 5 years from now? So, dapat, kung alam natin yung end point natin, the things that you do on a daily basis would lead you to where you want to be.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, and it's not just about goal setting. It's also about how to motivate yourself internally.
Exactly.
Where to get your motivation. For example, the why of your existence, of your presence. And I would like to think there are certain subjects about it, but I would like also to think that there needs to be a lot of focus on this one. Adaptability, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
What I would always consider to be as something that is a required skill. Okay. Sir Rico, you know what? In my experience, I've been teaching probably more than 25 years. Okay, that's always been my experience.
25 years?
I would like to think even more. Even more. But my point here is, Sir Rico, may mga estudyante ako na ang gagaling sa klase. They can memorize facts. They can even memorize, for example, the pertinent sentences or even lectures in my classes. And they probably even border to become a genius. But the point here is, when I see them again after many years, after graduation, I realize that they're not really successful. When I say success, of course, it can be defined in many other things. But in terms of stability, in terms of being able to stay in one company, in terms of being adaptable to other people, kasi hindi nga natitrain sa ganong skill. Dahil hindi naman, I would like to think, I might be mistaken depending on the university, but it is something that that needs to be highlighted. These are soft skills that need to be highlighted.
Speaking of CV or resume, Doc, no? Paano yung what can you recommend doon sa font, no, spacing at saka sa formatting?
Okay. Ngayon, pagdating po natin, Sir Rico, sa traditional CV na kung saan may ATS, let me just remind you, pag sinabi nating ATS, ito yung mga ginagamit ng mga traditional companies, huge companies na kung saan maraming applicants. Now, kung doon ka mag-a-apply, syempre, of course, titignan mo yung background. If you want to apply to those companies, you have to make sure that it's going to be traditional CV. I've been many asked before, it's going to be PDF in terms of submission, or it's going to be Word document. Now, for those companies, which I would like to think, okay, are going to use ATS, the big ones, then you need to submit it in Word document. The only problem with the Word document is compatibility. Kasi pag halimbawa lower version ng Microsoft Word ang ginamit mo, then nag-iiba-iba yung design, di ba?
Mag-reformat yun.
Mag-reformat. But what I'm trying to say here is, mas gusto kasi ng ATS yun dahil ini-scan yung keywords mo.
Okay.
At kaya din gusto ng mga recruiters yun. Halimbawa, it's not going to be an application that is going to be direct to the company, but you want the help of a recruiter. Diba? Maraming
Agency.
ganun yan. Agency. Now, they want it in Microsoft Word kasi madali nilang na-edit at i-align doon sa expertise nila sa market kung ano ang hinahanap ng company. Okay? The advantage of PDF, which I recommend for small companies, is precisely because the computer it's not messed up when you submit it, regardless of version.
Kanina kasi, Doc, I'm supposed to ask this, but you know my problem. Pag excited kasi ako sa kausap ko, no, nawawala yung focus ko. So instead of asking a line on that specific moment, nalilimutan ko. Good that I was able to recall, no? Kasi nag-mention tayo ng halimbawa pag wala kang experience, di ba? No? Ngayon, karamihan kasi, Doc, when it comes to job interviews, ito ang isa sa mga questions that would crop up. Do you have a UAE experience? Paano mo yan sagutin, Doc, na giving advice also to those na maka-encounter ng ganoong tanong, na baguhan ka lang, no? How would you stress your skills kung wala kang UAE experience? Paano mo yan?
Bago ka lang sa UAE.
Bago ka lang sa UAE.
Nag-a-apply ka.
Nag-a-apply ka. So what would be the right approach to impress the interviewer?
You will have to concentrate on your soft skill.
Okay.
Kaya nga dapat marami kang example sa pinagagawa mo. Because being an educator and an educator that teaches business ethics,
Okay.
I really would want you to be honest. Okay? To be honest that you don't have an experience dito sa UAE. But then, do not just stop. It's not answerable by yes or no. Huwag dapat na pag tinanong ka, may experience ka ba dito sa UAE? Tapos sasabihin mo no, tapos mag-stop ka na. Okay? You need again to highlight your characteristic, your personality, that you are willing to learn. Okay? You need to highlight that. And at the same time that it is easy for you to learn precisely because the UAE in general, the culture is the same as the Filipinos. We're both hardworking. Okay? It's easy for us to learn certain assignments and tasks. And you also have to highlight that in this industry, for example, sa sales, for example, sa mga restaurants, it's usually the Filipinos who are at the forefront. And I am a Filipino, for example, which means that I am the same with the others in this particular industry. And that is going to be an advantage.
Pwede ko rin sagutin yan, Doc, na I don't have a background as far as UAE experience is concerned, but looking at the duties and responsibilities stipulated in your ad, that is exactly the things that I did in the Philippines for 10 years.
Precisely. Yeah. That is good.
Okay.
That is good, yes. Because the thing here is, before you came to UAE, okay, meron ka ng experience sa Pilipinas. That is also one thing that you can mention to your interviewer.
Alam mo, Doc, mahirap pala pag isang Dr. Rex Bernard Bacara yung kausap ko. No? Alam mo kung bakit? Nalimutan ko na mag-commercial pala tayo. Let's go for a break!
Adrian? Hi! Thank you.
So, how are you?
Sorry, I have to go. Something came up. It's an emergency.
Wait, why? You just came.
Sorry. Bye.
So tell me, what is the problem today?
My teeth, Doc.
Let me have a look.
Please, Doc. I really need your help.
Don't worry, you're in safe hands. We will take care of you.
Thank you, Doc.
I got you.
You are watching episode 21 of Standing Out, Speaking Out. This is the first time ever na I discuss a topic with my guest longer without even pausing for a break. Grabe talaga pag si Dr. Rex Bernard Bacara pala.
Tingnan nyo po, episode 21 na pala. Ngayon ko lang nalaman, hindi man lang ako inimbita doon sa 1 up to 10.
Oy, alam mo kung bakit, no? Tinawagan kita pero sabi mo kasi na you are busy with your international engagement.
Wala akong sinasabi.
Sabi ko na, ay nako, wala, hindi ako obra niyan kasi
Hindi po totoo
ang
yan.
charge niyan is 45 pounds, ha? Sterling. Sterling, pag-usapan natin per word and a minimum of 10 minutes.
Sa
speaking
mga
English.
nakikinig po ngayon, ito lang po ang masasabi ko. Kilala ko na po si Sir Rico at palagi kong sinasabi sa inyo yan. Okay? Na bago pa nagkaroon ng clock tower, nandito na pa si Rico, kaya alam ko kung ano ang mga sinasabi
Ay,
nito.
Masama ba magsabi ng katotohanan, Dok? Teka muna, Dok. Ito, ha?
Okay. Balik tayo doon.
Tayong mga Pinoy, we left our country in search for a greener pasture abroad. Diba? Ang dami sa atin, no? Na if you notice it, Doc, iba yung experience mo doon sa Pilipinas. Pagdating mo dito, iba yung trabaho mo. Because you don't have a choice. Especially if your visit visa is expiring. Diba? Kaya nga, karamihan talaga nag-a-apply, generic ang CV. No? Let's focus first on the generic. Anong advice ang maibigay mo, Doc?
I would encourage applicants to have generic CV. You will have more chance of being accepted, or not being accepted, but being interviewed. Kasi una nga yung CV, ito yung palagi yung tinatawag parang door to eh. Pag nakita ng recruiter na maganda or yung hiring manager na okay yung CV mo in terms of content, okay? Again, in terms also of the design. When I say design, how structured your CV is. Then, ang ginagawa ng ATS o ng recruiter, especially ATS muna, titingnan yung keywords mo kung angkop doon sa keywords ng job posting. Kaya nga tinatawag kong mirroring yan. And at the same time, saka pa lang napipili ng recruiter. Depende doon sa machine na yon. Ngayon, ang mangyayari dyan, it is important that you have to customize it. Hindi siya
So, tailor
generic.
fit.
That is correct because you will have more chance of being accepted. So the very first thing as an advice, okay, for those who are applying for jobs is really to be very keen doon sa job posting na yon. Yung job posting na nakita mo sa LinkedIn, yung job posting na nakita mo sa website, o kung saan man sa newspaper, tingnan mo kung ano yung mga highlighted na key terms. And specifically focus on numbers. 10 years of experience, for example, or let us say has relevant experience in the field of services or probably, restaurant industry. Titingnan mo, halimbawa kung may, let us say, Filipino food, nasa nating restaurant, yung specialization, you have to take that literally, even verbatim, okay? And then put that in your CV. Okay, on your CV. That is why it is very important that it should be customized.
Customized.
Okay? Customized. You really have more chance of being interviewed if you have customized CV.
Alam mo, marami sa mga Pilipino talaga na gustong umalis sa ating bansa, di ba? Kasi makikita nila yung difference when it comes to earnings, di ba? Ang waiter sa atin, magkano lang pagdating dito? Ang waiter, ang laki. Diba?
Yes, but Sir Rico, they need to understand na iba rin yung buhay dito. Iba rin yung gastos dito. Iba rin yung way of living dito. Even for example, sa rent, hindi katulad nung sa Pilipinas. Recently, I think there was a very viral post na kung saan, sabi ng iba using the phrase sana all kasi may job posting doon not a job posting not in Dubai but in other country na kung saan kailangan I don't remember now exactly kung anong kailangan. Pero nakita, I think this is Jollibee, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, Jollibee, na kung saan, I'm not plugging Jollibee, but I'm giving this kind of an example, na kung saan ang sweldo umaabot ng 100,000 plus converted to pesos. Okay? But the job posting indicated na ito, dito sa pera nito ng bansa, at ang nag-post noon ay kinonvert into pesos. At sabi ng karamihan nagko-comment, sana all, sana all, sana all. But in my mind, I was thinking, okay, that is not fair to convert precisely because there's a difference in terms of living status sa bansa na yon kaysa sa Pilipinas.
Okay lang, Doc, i-convert mo, but you also stipulate the expenses.
That is true. But that was not what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And the tendency is to mislead people.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Okay?
Ay, gusto kong lumabas. Gusto kong pumunta ng UAE. Di ba? Malaki pala ang sahod eh. Hindi mo ba alam na ang lahat dito, no? You have to pay for the transpo. Di ba? Bed space. Pagkain pa.
And let us qualify that. Kahit yung bed space, halimbawa, hindi naman katulad ng bed space natin sa Pilipinas.
Na-relax, di ba?
Na-relax, that is true.
Dito, 10 sa isang room. Paano yan?
And at the same time, kahit na 10 kayo sa isang room, halimbawa, again, halimbawa lang, is mataas pa rin yung renta kesa doon sa Pilipinas.
Of course.
Although, I would like to say this, and I'm very aware, I'm a very practical person. Many people go abroad precisely because kahit ganon na malaking sweldo, malaki rin ang gastusin, still, maraming opportunities. And let me be very genuine to you, okay? To the ones who are listeners.
Especially yung nasa Pilipinas.
Yeah. If you have the opportunity to go abroad, I love our country. I love the Philippines for that matter. But if you have the opportunity to go abroad, safe naman kayo dito, kumpleto kayo sa papeles, pumunta kayo. Because it is not just about the uplifting of your economic situation. It is not just about helping your family, but it is also about growing. Because the more you see the world, the better your experiences, the nurturance of your experiences, the better you become as a person.
Yeah, exactly. No, malaki talaga yung sahod dito sa ibang bansa. Ang problema lang is don't change your lifestyle. Kasi pag mag-change ka ng lifestyle, no, doon ka mayayari. Ang 1.5 mo hindi na kasya, di ba?
Although na-understand ko rin kasi si Rico, yung nangyari kasi sa akin yung bago ako. Alam mo yung tipong galing ka sa wala, at tapos nagpunta ka dito, nagkaroon ka ng pera, di ba? Katapos nakita mo, Dubai has so much to offer, tapos meron mga festivals, katapos may mga discounts, katapos yung pera mo na ginagastos mo. Okay, fine. Okay, nangyari sa yon, nangyari sa akin yon. But there must come a point in your life wherein there must be a realization. There must come a point again, a situation, a point. Sabi ko nga, na kung saan sasabihin mo sa sarili mo, tama na. Okay? Because material things, these are transitory. It's time for you to go for some endeavors. Na kung magsabi kong endeavors, probably study more, probably research more.
How about growth mindset?
That is correct. Growth mindset. Okay? Pag-aralan mo, kaya pumunta ka sa ibang bansa, have more experiences. Okay? And then work, or probably, let us say, for example, share your knowledge to other people.
Like what you're doing, sharing knowledge for free.
Precisely, Sir Rico. It has always been, I think it is probably because of my training din as a monk when I was in the Philippines. And you know my life story, Sir Rico, diba? I was a monk for many, many years before I came to Dubai. At yun ang naging core, naging foundation ko. That is the reason why there came a point in my life in the UAE that I said, stop all of this, stop all this noise, stop all these utterances. Okay? I needed to focus on the why of my existence. Kaya nga kahit yung pag-a-apply ko, kahit yung mga pag-share ko ng katulad dito, okay, na walang bayad, and for many, many years, ginagawa ko yun precisely because I realized that there must be something more about life than buying things.
Yeah. So, we need to practice delayed gratification. No? Para magkaroon tayo ng, we will achieve financial freedom after working here for 20 years.
Gustong-gusto ko yung delayed gratification na yan. Kasi, alam mo, nung sa journey ko dito sa UAE, tapos nag-aral ako, kaya nag-loan pa nga ako noon sa pag-aral ko sa second PhD ko. But I realized that it is necessary for me to sacrifice certain goods. When I say certain goods, yung pagpa-party, yung pagsisine, pagpupunta sa restaurant, pagkakain. Because I like those before. Kaya as a human being. But I realized that if I want what is excellent, if I want what is best, I need to sacrifice what is good.
Mm.
Okay? Hindi masama kasi nga good nga, 'di ba? Yung
Oo.
panood ng sine, pagpupunta ng mga barkada, pupunta sa club, bars, etc., pagkain ng restaurant. But I would like to think that if you don't have enough resources, it's necessary to sacrifice them because you are pursuing something that is excellent.
Yeah, exactly. And you are preparing for your future
That
as
is
well.
correct. That is
Doc,
correct.
magbabalik tayo with a tip para sa mga Pilipino na gustong umalis sa ating bansa para mangingibang bansa looking for a greener pasture, no? I'm sure na marami kang advice na maibigay sa kanila. But we'll do that after we pause for a break.
Hello, babe.
Babe, itreat mo naman ako. Yung sa mamahalin, ha?
Babe, wait lang ha. Ay, naku. Babe, 90 plus lang kasi yung pera ko eh. Sa mamahalin talaga. Kung mag-unwings kaya tayo, may alam ako, napakasarap.
Hoy, men. Tinitipid mo ba ako? Ayoko nun. Dapat, sa ganda kong to, dadalhin mo ako sa mamahaling resto. Yung nasa hotel. At least, 200 above per person. Ganon.
Sige, babe. Gagawin ko ng paraan, ha? Huwag ka mag-alala, okay?
Sinasabi ko sa'yo, bilisan mo! Ayusin mo mundo mo,
Ano kaya to? Pere. Wala na.
Alam mo ba na pag ganito kasarap ang kausap mo, makakalimutan mo talaga na dapat batiin pala natin yung nanonood sa atin. Oy, pakita nga natin kung sinong nanonood sa atin. Grabe! Ikaw may kasalanan, Dok, ha? Kaya hindi ko nabati yung mga, sino ba yung nanonood sa atin? Watching from Kalibu, Aklan, Esther. Mar Samayeten, watching from North Cotabato, watching from Cavite, Adel Papakuma. Jeneline Vicente, Antique, watching from Punta. Ay, grabe. Barangay Tanod, you are back! Saan si Barangay Kapitan? Ito, ang tagal nitong nawala. Barangay Tanod. Laika, Mochiebe. Masbate. Christy Belmonte. Antipolo. Alexander. Nilia Manalo. Grabe. Gabriel Imperial. Grabe. Maraming napupulta. Magdalena Malipot, watching from Abra. Grabe. Gino All, watching from USA, Doc. Grabe.
Ibang klase ka
Yan
talaga.
talaga. Pag
nakikita pa yung pagmumukha mo, alam nila kagad.
Yan, sino pa? Jean, no? Ngayon, dati kasi, Jean Noel pag nasa Pilipinas. Ngayon, sa States na, Jean Noel. Virgilio Hernandez. Good morning.
Good morning.
Virgilio. Sino pa? Pauline Galera. Oy, God bless you too.
Iba talaga. Pati Sir Rico, ang daming
hindi,
nanonood.
no?
Makita pa lang pagmumukha. Iba talaga.
Sabi
Nagagawa
ko
ng...
talaga, perfect 10 daw tayo, Doc. Number 1 ka, 10 ako. Tingnan mo.
Iba talagang nagagawa ng
Primrose Doroteo. Ronnie Air. Yan, from Pulunglok, South Cotabato,
Cotabato.
Bisaya. Maying hapon kaninyong taran.
Mayong hapon.
Virginia Cervantes from Hermosa, Bataan. Grabe, no?
Quezon City.
From Quezon City. Vivienne Rodriguez. Good afternoon din sa iyo, Vivienne. Sino pa ba? Hilaria Andaya. Thanks for watching.
Madaming salamat.
Marami. Abdul Hamid also, Alfazi. Okay? Mamaya, Doc, bago tayo magpapaalam, batiin pa rin natin. So, back to our discussion. Anong advice ang maibigay mo sa mga Pilipino na gustong mangingibang bansa? Anong klaseng paghahanda?
Alam mo yung mga nasa Pilipinas, kung gusto yung magpunta sa UAE, sa Canada, nandoon pa lang, since meron na namang internet, doon pa lang, magsimula na kayong mag-apply.
Oo.
Kasi importante na nagpunta kayo dito, isang option yan ha, isang option.
Oo.
Pag nagpunta kayo dito, at least meron na nakahanda o naghihintay na company sa inyo. Okay? Hindi yan foolproof, pero sa ginawa ko nung nandoon ako sa Pilipinas. Nag-apply ako sa internet, through the internet, nagpasa ako ng CV doon, tiningnan ko yung kung saang industry ako pupwede as an educator. At nakita ko, sa in-applyan kong 3 eskwelahan, may actually 2 na nag-respond. Katapos ang isa nun, asked me for an interview. Tinignan yung accent ko, tinignan yung pagsasalita ko. Importante kasi yun eh. Dapat ang accent mo is tinatawag natin na balanse lang. Okay, neutral lang. Tama yun, neutral lang. Na naiintindihan, na everybody understands. Okay? At alam mo, sa totoo lang, isa yun sa talent natin eh. Isa yun sa skill natin na neutral yung ating accent. Ngayon, at this, yun. Kasi na nagpunta ko dito, tiningnan nila. Katapos inimbita rin ako nag-interview na ako ng presidente namin, nagpunta ako dito, na may nakahanda ng trabaho. Naging advantage sa akin yun. But one thing also is, kung hindi effective sa inyo yun, tapos pumunta kayo dito, nagbakasakali, kaya naintindihan ko yun, nagbakasakali, dapat, bago pa kayo pumunta dito sa Dubai, ang gawin nyo is tingnan nyo muna yung kultura, yung laws ng UAE.
Oh, importante yun, no?
Para hindi kayo nako-culture shock.
Para hindi kayo magsa-short dito. Oo. Kasi bawal eh. Hindi pwede yung ang iksi-iksi. Airport ka pa
true.
lang. Oo.
Halimbawa, masasyak ka na lang, may penalty ka dahil nag-car wash ka doon sa labas ng ano, di ba?
importante lang,
Importante
oo.
yun.
Tapos,
halimbawa,
nagalit ka. Nag-sign ka. O wala.
Totoo yun.
Tatsada ka.
Pagpunta mo dito sa Dubai, halimbawa na lang, bawal sa iyo, for example, yung manira ng tao sa social media na kumbaga rampant sa atin sa Pilipinas. Let's real talk. Real talk, okay? Ngayon, hindi po pwede dito kasi pag may nagreklamo, may multa ka na, makukulong ka pa.
At huwag kang makikialam sa telepon ng iba.
Precisely. Kahit nga yung pagpapakain sa pusa sa labas. Okay?
Bawal
Bawal
yun.
may multa yun. Ngayon, kultura.
Mm.
Ngayon, ang ibig lang sabihin nun, differences ng paniniwala, kultura, walang mali, walang tama.
We need to respect that.
Precisely. You need to respect that. Ngayon, isa yon sa dapat mo malaman bago ka pa magpunta dito para nga hindi ka nabibigla, para nga maiwasan yung mga multa na yon. And at the same time, make sure na meron kang physical copy ng CV mo at saka digital na nasa USB, nasa email mo. Depende lahat ng options na to. But before that also, make sure na may network ka dito sa UAE. Importante na may tinatawag na support system. Maghanap ka ng kaibigan, mag-ask ka ng advice sa mga social media network ng mga nandito. Kung saan maghahanap ng trabaho dito, walk-in or digitally. Okay? Dapat alam yon. Kasi halimbawa, may mga websites dito na kung saan yun naman talagang tinutunguhan o nag-o-online ang mga applicants na iba sa Pilipinas. Ang point ko dito is have a general background or even detailed background of the culture, kalakaran dito sa UAE. Importante talaga sa akin is support system. Kasi umalis ka sa Pilipinas, iniwan mo yung mga mahal mo sa buhay. Tapos pagdating dito, nag-iisa ka. At pag nag-iisa ka, minsan hindi mo malaman ang gagawin mo. Dapat may tao ka na kung saan ang balikat anytime, kumbaga makakahiga ka. It's a symbolic way of saying that there should be people wherein you can run to just in case something happens. Okay? And of course, pera. Dapat may pera ka talaga pagpunta mo dito. Kasi nga nagbabakasakali ka. Kasi nga, magre-rent ka. Okay, magbabank bed ka probably or depende sa
Hindi
kwarto
pwede,
mo.
Doc, na dapat umalis ka tapos baon mo, bed space lang for 1 month. Di ba?
Hindi pa pwede yun. Hindi pa pwede yun. Hindi pa pwede yun. Kasi bibihira yung nagkakaroon ng trabaho 1 month pa lang. Pasalamat tayo na merong ganong tao. Meron nakahanap ka ng trabaho. Pero dapat mahaba ang PC mo. Halimbawa, nawalan ka ng pera dito, dapat sa Pilipinas, meron kang network doon na kung saan mag-a-assure sa'yo na magbibigay, magpapadalang pera pag nawalan ka.
Kung sakaling wala ka pang mahanap na
That
trabaho.
is correct. And make sure that you connect with our consulate. Make sure that with the government agencies here. Kasi just in case something happens, then meron kang mapupuntahan as well na makakatulong sa'yo. Foremost, network is really very important. At the same time, alam mo dapat yung industry, i-research mo na yung mga companies sa industry na yon na kung saan ka mag-a-apply. one thing also that you need to understand is, of course, practical experience. At makikita mo yung knowledge na yon sa mga tao na pwede mo namang, halimbawa, kalabitin sa social media mo, na makikita mo na nagtatrabaho doon sa industry na gusto mong pasukan. And then ask for advice.
Yeah,
Okay?
exactly.
Do not be shy and do not be afraid to ask. Asking is free. And people here in the UAE, they're just more than willing to give you that advice to help you because we understand, because we went through the same journey as you.
So, pag doon naman sa mga nanonood sa atin, Doc, na andito na, no? Kung may nakita naman kayong mga Pilipino na baguhan na naghihikaos pa or they lack advices, no? Don't hesitate to give advice, lalo na when it comes to crafting a CV, di ba? Turuan natin, no? Pay it forward.
That is true. Ngayon, pwede nyo man akong halimbawa sa social media ko, pwede nyo man akong i-message, tatingnan nyo sa akin yung CV nyo, probably
Ano ba yung
practical
social
advice.
media accounts mo, Doc?
Katapos, pwede ko naman siyang ipasa kay Sir Rico.
Doc, give them your social media accounts.
Sa Facebook, just my name, Rex Bernard Bacara. Katapos Instagram, although hindi ko masyadong ginagamit. But usually, I'm very active on Facebook and LinkedIn. And LinkedIn kasi is importante sa akin because it's a professional network.
Okay.
Nandoon. So, just type Rex Bacara and then I'll be there. Okay? I'll be with you.
Anong final advice ang maibigay mo sa mga baguhan dito na medyo na-discourage sa Doc Kasi napadala na yung CV to more than 50 companies. Wala pa rin response, no? Nagkuhan pa sa isang compound, maraming company, nagmunbun ng mga CV, pero wala pa rin. No? Naubo. Para bang they are so depressed na without finding a job here. Anong advice ang maibigay mo?
Two things lang, okay? Kaya nga sinasabi ko, in the beginning, hina-highlight ko palagi, have a network. Because mental issue is really huge.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Lalo na kung wala kang hope, lalo na nag-a-apply ka, katapos wala ka na talaga mapagkukunan, it really is necessary that you have a network. It's really necessary that you have people wherein they are there for you to listen or probably to extend a helping hand. Ngayon, sa halimbawa, may mga chat groups dito na kung saan, minsan, kahit nga sa akin, sa mga chat groups ko, minsan, Dr. Rex, meron ka bang kilala? Okay? Kasi meron naghahanap tukol dito sa posisyon. That could also be helpful. But one thing also is you have to make sure that you are strong. Again, if I have to go back and to align this mentally, there should be grit. And Sir Rico knows about it. Angela Duckworth, okay?
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're the foremost person in terms of being an authority in grit. That you really just have to hold on to that hope and to that dream, not just for a week, not just for 2 weeks, not just for a month, or even years and years, until you finally you get it. Until finally you achieve that dream. And sometimes, minsan gusto mo nang sumuko. Okay, gusto sumuko. Pero hindi mo alam pala, bukas meron na. Okay, o mamayang hapon meron na. Kaya hindi mo alam yan Nag-risk ka na rin lang sa Pilipinas, pumunta ka na rin lang dito, ituloy-tuloy mo na. Magpahinga ka. Okay, mag-pause ka. But then, you continue on. Exhaust all possibilities. And let me just say this as a person, as an old man in front.
You're still young.
Okay, let me just say this. Be grateful. Okay, what made me survive in my life is gratitude. Okay, may mga bagay na regardless of the difficulties and challenges sa buhay natin, there are so many things, so many blessings that were given to you, and you need to think about them. You need to have those as your core memory. Okay, and be grateful na nandito ka sa UAE. Kung nandito ka na, you are given these opportunities wherein para makamit mo yung dream mo. Okay? Don't nurture a bitter heart, but a grateful heart.
Napakaganda yan, ha? You heard it from the competent person na kasama natin ngayon. Kaya, para sa lahat na nanonood sa atin, maraming salamat for joining us in this episode. Sigurado ako, no, na marami tayong napulot na aral galing kay Dr. Rex. We need to take advantage of his presence. Dapat panoorin natin 2 times, 3 times, even 5 times para lang ma-master natin. Sabi nga nila repetition is the mother of learning. Libre na ito. O, hindi tayo nagbabayad ng 45 British pounds per word. Kaya ito na yung napakaswerte natin. Doc, maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat.
Salamatan mo yung nanonood, Doc.
Nagpapasalamat po ako sa mga nanonood at salamat din po talaga sa sa pakikinig sa amin ngayon, and I hope meron kayong kinapulutang aral sa pag-uusap namin ni Sir Rico, at maaring sa susunod pang muli ay magkita-kita tayo, at kung may kailangan man kayo, meron man kayong advice na gusto, probably ask pa sa akin, then you have my social media, and always remember this: be different from the others, be bold, don't be afraid to take risks, and always pursue excellence.
Yeah, and I'd like to end our episode by saying, don't blend when you can stand out. Maraming salamat for joining us on Standing Out, Speaking Out. Don't forget, follow T-Bone and follow my page, Tatak Pinoy, Loud and Proud. Maraming salamat, Doc.
Maraming
and
salamat,
keep
Doc.
safe always.
Adrian? Hi! Thank you.
So, how are you?
Sorry, I have to go. Something came up. It's an emergency.
Wait, why? You just came.
Sorry. Bye.
So tell me, what is the problem today?
My teeth, Doc.
Let me have a look.
Please, Doc. I really need your help.
Don't worry, you're in safe hands. We will take care of you.
Thank you, Doc.
I got you.